Be good.
It's only in Spanish.
Yeah, I think with this, it's more like Hungarian or something. But, all right, so we're talking about inverses. Right, so I give you a graph in the book on page 79, and problem 79. Here's that graph. Let me show it.
That is so mean. That is like so mean.
I don't really get it.
I did not get it.
Yeah, I haven't gotten it.
Did you even last month? She was like sick. I know that person.
I know, so far this teacher has been
Oh, man.
so fast too. Can we have notes on our final?
Let's see everything. Can you have what?
Do you have the answer key?
Yes, I do.
Yes.
Stop. Luke, I am your father.
Oh, I love that. That part of the movie. And then he kills him.
Is it? I thought you just told his arm.
He tries to kill him.
Page
Something like that
206.
happens. I don't remember.
How should we know?
I just like that part of the movie.
If I was a teacher, I would be like, fire stuff.
Like on the final, you gotta give us like 10 minutes to look at her book. You know what I'm saying?
Say again.
10 minutes to look at her book. You know how some people
What are you,
like
that's
that?
called before you come in the room. Understand what you're talking about? All right.
One flashcard that we can fill up with all the info.
All right, so this graph right here is the one I'm talking about. So we've done this kind of problem before. What's the quickest way to actually graph the inverse? This is F. How do you graph F inverse? What do you do with each point? Just switch them. So don't let that be a problem. You know this point is -1, -2. So then the inverse is going to go through -2, -1. And the end result should be symmetric through the y equals x line. So don't let a problem like that. You know you're going to get a problem like that. Because this idea of inverse functions fed into logarithms. Remember, we started with exponential functions, and then we defined the inverse to be the logarithm. Okay, so the first thing we did was actually just graph it before we even knew what the function was. Okay. Oh boy, this is exciting. Since I was talking about that, of course, was on the keyboard. Just that kind of day for me. All right. So if I were you, at this point, I would focus on just those things that really give me the most trouble. So I would take this practice final, and I would be very honest with myself, which really gives me the most trouble, and what am I decent with already? And then I would go back to those sections and focus on those. I hopefully have made it clear that the best place to be right now is to have all your homework done. If you're not there, don't just focus on getting every single homework problem done. Focus on what's going to help you get ready for the final. So even if it's a section you already did, but you've forgotten it and you don't remember how to do it, go back to this section and review it. You guys kind of with me? Okay. Cool. So it sounds like we're decent with this here. Do you remember how to find the domain and range from a graph? I remember where this was. I think it's that one.
When it doesn't become 0 or something like that.
Say again.
Like it depends on what the function is. It's like, for example, on A, the domain.
So I don't know if you guys remember.
Oh, that's the range of X, right?
Actually, I guess I do know if you remember. The way I describe it sounds a little kindergartenish, but it doesn't matter. Have a little dude walking on the x-axis. And what's the first place the dude sees the graph?
1, -1.
And -1 is the first place he sees it. And what's the last place he sees it?
3.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3. So then the domain must be -1 to 3.
Yeah.
Brackets, cool. Same thing for the range. Range is outputs, it's y's. So same thing, the first place I see it is at -2. And the last place I see it is at 3.